Hello everybody. I am fucking angry. Extremely fucking angry. I decided to make this channel just to upload this stupid fucking video. To basically spread awareness of what the fuck it's actually like to live with a real disease. When you have a disease that affects you, not just your body, what people do not understand is it genuinely affects your mental, physical, everything. It can affect all aspects of your life. And that is exactly what has happened to me. I have a rare disease called glycogen storage disease, type 1A. Basically, my body cannot deliver. I am so pissed off. I do not feel like explaining this bullshit right now. Here's a picture of what the fuck it is. You might be wondering, oh, that's not that bad. Fuck you, because nearly my entire childhood was in and out of the hospital. Yes, the hospital was part of my childhood. How sad is that? Fucking depressing, right? In addition, you're like, okay, well that's just your physical. I bet you have a great personality. It doesn't fucking matter your personality, right? Because guess what? It affects your mental health. I am pretty sure I have something wrong with me because I am literally always having this sad ass feeling every fucking day. And even when it goes away for a couple months, it comes right the fuck back. So let me tell you why. Let me tell you exactly the fuck why. Yeah, had I been through some shit? Yes. But it's not even that. It's literally this medical bullshit I have to deal with. You're like, let me tell you what I have to do. Every 4 hours, every few hours, I have to drink a drink. Literally cornstarch water. So if you have to explain to somebody that I have a disease, what kind of medication do you take? Cornstarch and water. Do you understand how fucking stupid that sounds? It sounds fucking ridiculous. You'd probably want to laugh and be like, no, for real. And you're like, yes, this is exactly what the fuck it is. So not only do I have to measure different doses for different times of the fucking day, for every 4 hours, 6 times a day. But one thing you don't understand is that it interferes with my sleep. I literally have insomnia because of this fucking disease. Because I am so used to having to wake up at certain hours in the day. So I stay up till early as fuck, like past 3 o'clock in the morning, just to drink my stupid drink. And I can't even fall asleep right after that. Because then I feel like I wasted my time, wasting my day, because now I'm starting to wake up late and go to bed early. You're like, hey, that's your fucking fault. Okay, what about this? Each and every day. Oh, when I was younger, I was discriminated against because of my medical disease. In many ways, I had a girl not invite me to her birthday party because I had something called a G-tube in my stomach. And I want to tell you what the girl said. Basically, I wasn't invited to her party because she thought it would explode. I always had people asking me, what is that? Because I'm wearing a tight shirt. And as a kid, my liver was very enlarged. So you were able to see it through clothes. That's another thing. It made life difficult because of clothing. You could say, well, that's just physical appearances. It doesn't matter. Especially as a girl, physical appearances are everything. In society and with the way you dress, and if you look different, you'll be treated different. For the most part, I look normal, but I looked fat, and it looked disproportionate. I had a skinny frame, skinny arms, skinny everything, except my stomach. It looked almost pregnant because my liver was so distended. And also another thing you don't understand too is this cornstarch. Do you understand how many calories cornstarch is? Literally so many. 4 per gram. If you're taking a bunch of grams, you're definitely going to be I'm taking like over 1,400 calories a day in cornstarch alone, and that doesn't even include food. You're like, well, why can't you just not eat food if you're on the cornstarch or eat very little? You see, I've tried that, and let me tell you one thing. When I don't eat the proper amount of food, my body goes apeshit. It will literally, my blood sugar will still somehow go down. Even if I'm drinking my cornstarch, you'd think that would be enough. It's not. And sometimes it goes down for no fucking reason. Some days it's just, I could literally do the same exact thing today and yes, tomorrow. And tomorrow, for some reason, it just drops. Why? It is not even about exercise either. Let's say I don't exercise both days. For some reason, it might drop. And guess what happens when it drops? I have to eat. That's even more calories. So I'm overweight. And the thing is, I exercise like all the time. I exercise 5 times a week. I do cardio 3-4 times a week, an hour, and I do weight training, resistance training 3 times a week. So, and on top of that, my food is like 1,000 calories or less from food. So you would be like, oh wow, you would be very skinny, right? No, I am overweight by like, am I obese? No, because I do take these precautionary measures. But at the same time, in a way, I'm stuck and plateaued. I'm trying so hard to try losing. I'm trying to do extra cardio, but then for some reason my blood sugar ends up dropping. So then I'm forced to eat, and I'm basically eating all the calories back. So I'm wondering if there's even a point in doing cardio at this point. You could be like, oh, that doesn't matter. Yes, it does to me. Because if I gain more weight than I am at a comfortable weight, I am at the heaviest I've ever been. Before, let me be honest, I used to, I used to purposely sleep as long as I could throughout the day, because when I'm asleep, for some reason, my blood sugars don't really drop as long as I'm drinking my drink. Probably because I'm not moving, I'm just laying down. But one thing I realized is, hey, I can eat once or 1.5 times a day, maybe twice max, if I sleep the entire day. And that's what I did, and I lost weight. I forced myself to throw out my food. Were my blood sugars all fucked up? Yes, they were. My liver was even more enlarged. But I lost a lot of weight. Well, did I ever have a flat stomach? No, but my body did look physically better, and yes and no. Because if I didn't have this disease, I would be significantly skinny, because that's borderline eating disorder. I wouldn't say it is, because I was never underweight or anything like that. But did I force myself to throw up? Yes. Did I couldn't full on just stop eating. I would have if I could have, but I couldn't because of this disease. Now, one thing I will say, you could be like, well, your disease saved you in a sense. No, because I would not have felt the need to do any of that if I didn't have this disease in the first place. Because I wouldn't have such a hard time losing weight. I wouldn't have such a hard time. And another thing that bothers me is I'm very strict on my diet too. Very strict. And I have to remain strict. Because if I eat like shit, and I'm eating fries and stuff for 1 day or 2 days, I end up gaining all this weight that I worked so hard to lose. And it's extremely difficult for me with my medical condition to lose weight in the first place. So you might be thinking, well, is there any cure? Is there any pill you can take instead? No, because it is a rare disease. One thing that does piss me off is that literally, for example, COVID. Now, I understand it is a national emergency, rare diseases. I guess nobody gives a shit about us, right? But if you think about it, COVID was something, the strain was new. They were able to make a vaccine. FDA approved it within a year. If you don't understand, FDA approval process takes years. First of all, you have to go through like 3 or 4 stages? I don't remember, but at least 3 for sure, to even get approved. And in the first place, 3 little trials, which, each One at least usually takes about a year each. And believe me, I know because I've literally been in a clinical study before. So then it goes, COVID was just able to be, instantly cured. So now honestly, we're not cured, but have a decent treatment for a basic vaccine. But now I'm thinking, wow, I wonder if rare diseases, they just had more funding, would we have been able to be cured in a significantly shorter amount of time? Would we have already been cured by now? With my disease and other diseases? Probably so. Probably so. I'm not saying funding's the only issue. Of course, there's other factors that just some things are harder to cure than others. Because this is a genetic disease, which makes it a whole other pool. Another thing that is random, but I need to say, is if you are getting pregnant or deciding to, this is why it's best to get married first. That way, really, actually, before you get married, if you're with somebody long term, you need to tell them, hey, let's get genetic testing. Because if you have a high chance, even if it's a third of a chance or or something like that, if you have a high chance of having a kid with a disease, you need to find a new partner. Think about it like this. If you're going to a certain street and you know you have a 50% chance of getting robbed and it's 100% stat, are you really going to take that risk? Are you really going to take that risk? Probably not. You probably will not take that risk. And in all honesty, if you're having a kid and you know it has something like my disease, Down syndrome, something that it's literally going to affect its life forever. Honestly, I'm not saying you should abort it. You're like, oh, but it should have a chance of living. Oh, do you understand how miserable people will be if you know you're in a shitty situation? You shouldn't have got pregnant in the first fucking place. This is why you should get genetic testing to literally prevent a situation. Of course, there's if it's literally you got genetic testing and for some reason it happened, then that's different. But if you knew it was a high % chance, then you should not take that risk. It is stupid. Find somebody new. There's 8.5 billion people on this planet. In addition, another thing I would like to say is yes, back to the mental health struggle. If you have a disease, it will not just affect your body, it will literally affect your mental health. For me, it affects every aspect of my life. I'm already pretty confident for the most part, but because of my weight at this moment, I'm literally exercising so much. And because are my levels is my liver smaller? Are my levels better? Yes, they are significantly better. But did I get fatter? Yes. And to me, in a sense that this is a terrible way of thinking, but I don't give a fuck. It matters more. Looks, for me, it matter more. I want to be able to wear a nice crop top. And the thing is, imagine yourself dedicating yourself 5-6 days a week exercising, and you still being overweight, and your diet is on point, but you're basically being forced to drink a drink that is causing you to be fat, that you had no choice, you're being forced to. Would that not piss you off? And if you stop dieting and exercising and eating healthy, you're going to get even fatter. So you have to do all this bullshit to maintain it, when in reality, people who are at your weight just eat like shit and don't exercise and diet. Would it not irritate you? I know it would. I know most people in this situation would. Like that song by The Ingram. He's like, I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. That's literally how I fucking feel. You might be thinking, well, have you tried killing yourself? Yes. Multiple times, over 8 times, and it never worked. So I'm stuck here, having to live, and now that I'm even older, I realize, well, shit. My family, my siblings, my mom, my dad, I don't want them to have to deal with the money. It'll cost too much to bury me. I don't think I have life insurance. Secondly, even if I do, it's just a huge burden. for them to have raised me all this time, and then I die? You know what I mean? But yes, I have tried. I've even tried using my medical condition as an advantage to kill myself. I thought, hey, well, if I don't eat, and I don't drink my drink, fall asleep, let myself die in my sleep. Well, guess what? My mom woke me up and tried making me take my drink, I guess, because I don't know if I was sweating hard or what. And my blood sugar was extremely low, below 20 for sure. And honestly, I felt like I was slowly dying. It's a very hard feeling to describe unless you're in that situation. And here is a tip, a random tip for people who have low blood sugars. And you decide that you want to get high while you have a low blood sugar. Never do that shit. Never, never, never. I am traumatized from that experience. I literally was blacking in and out. It was a terrible experience, so never do that. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed my rant. And I hope everyone enjoyed listening to what it's like. Now, in the comments, if you start talking shit about something you've never even experienced before, you're just from an outsider's perspective, you will literally not know what it's like to have a disease. If you're normal, you're able, every single aspect, you have no say. No offense, but you literally don't. You can give your opinions, yes. But will it matter in my opinion? Probably not. But anyways, have a good day, everybody.